Hi, I'm Mike O'Leary, Director of Instruction for Simple Golf. I'd like to welcome you today to beautiful Orlando, Florida, and today we're going to cover simple swing chipping. And we want you to understand that chipping is a significant part of your strokes per round, and we want you to become very good at it. And what we're going to learn is how to use the simple swing method in a very short stroke where you chip the ball close to the hole from all areas around the green, from 75 yards in. And we're going to go into a very detailed instruction on it, but right now I want you to see the whole swing and how it gets the ball close to the hole. You line up, feet square, power grip, and you just chip it right up to the hole. It's very simple, very easy, very repetitive. And that's the kind of results we want all the time, from 3 yards off the green up to 70 yards off the green. The same stroke, the same simple swing method. Okay, what we're going to focus on right now is our stance. All right, and as you can see, when the camera goes down to our stance, we want our feet to be parallel to the hole. Toes in line, feet square, 0 to 6 inches apart, with your weight mainly on your front foot. Just like this, in a comfortable stance. As you can see with the camera, feet are parallel. Okay, this stance will allow you to hit the ball correctly every time. If you have a wide stance, you have a tendency to shift your weight, which we don't want. We want your weight solid, your feet as close together as you can get them, your weight on their front foot, so that every swing there is no weight shift. This is just a very firm, solid stance. All right, now let's focus on the grip. It's the same grip as simple swing. It's just a little softer. You're not gripping it as tight because you're not hitting as hard a shot. Choke up to the point that your bottom hand is at the bottom of your grip. Remember, use the power thumb. Feel that in your downswing, the power thumb. Thumb in the back, pushing down through the shot, providing the power. Bottom hand grips the club, covers that thumb, very soft. Okay? Providing a very good stroke every single time. Shown here is a 3-finger overlap grip used just for chipping, a slight variation of our recommended 2-finger overlap power thumb grip. Now that we've covered stance, I want to show you where the ball should be in your stance. We'd like it to be right in the middle. It's not a very wide stance, obviously, but so it's easy to see that the ball is right in the middle. That's going to give you a medium degree of loft on your shot if you're using a pitching wedge or a chipping iron, something like that, okay? Now, right here is perfect. Right in the middle of, as you can see with the camera, right in the middle of your stance. If you want to hit the ball a little lower for more run, move it towards the back, just about a ball back in your stance, towards your back toe. If you want to create a little more loft, move it forward a little bit in your stance, off your front foot, and that'll get the ball up higher, giving you less roll, more time in the air. Maybe you want to chip it over a bunker or over some patchy grass that you don't want it to run so far, okay? Let's review that one more time. Ball in the middle of your stance for a normal chipping, pitch, and run. Ball in the back of your stance to have a little more descending blow on it. The ball is going to run more. It's not going to be in the air very long. The ball towards the front toe, the front of your stance, you're going to have more loft in it, and it's going to get up in the air and land softer. All right, now that we've got stance, grip, and ball position settled, let's now talk about getting ready to hit the ball. Quick review. Feet parallel to the hole, where we're going, to the target. A good choke down grip. Power thumb. Soft grip. Straight front arm, elbow rotated. It's a shoulder swing. Weight forward, 75% or so. Descending blow. Choke down. Hands slightly forward. There is no movement in the hands or wrists. This is all shoulder. And this is going to promote a good solid swing every single time. Just like that. Okay, now the actual hitting of the golf ball. I want you to understand, again, your weight is forward. There is no lower body movement, okay? The power is generated by the shoulders. The front arm stays straight and locked. The front wrist is always flat, just like in simple swing, full swing, okay? So we want to be right here. The only bend that takes place, you can see, is my back elbow, where there's a slight bend to allow for room, the arc of the swing. Short shot, here. Bigger shot, here. Let me turn to the side and show you. This is the motion. Some slight bending on the back elbow. So with a club in my hand, that's what it looks like. The wrist is always flat, arm is always straight. Club face is always square. Bending, short backswing, short shot. Bigger is here, okay? It's very simple. Everything is generated by the shoulders and the triangle right in here, okay? This is the movement you want. That's the only movement, right here, producing a very solid, easy to manage swing, producing a shot that goes directly where you aim it every single time. Take it back with your shoulders, just like we talked about. Right here, this is a shoulder move takeaway. Not the hands. Not the hands taking it away. There is no wrist break. It's all shoulder takeaway. Remember that drill that we have right here. Shoulder takeaway. This is a good drill for chipping also. Promoting takeaway. Now the power in the shot, once you get the shoulder takeaway down, the power in the shot is with the thumb. You're pushing down with your top hand thumb, getting your club head right through the ball, with your thumb pointing right at the target. If you do that, thumb, pushing down, right through the ball, club face square, you're guaranteed the ball is going to go exactly where your club face is aimed every time, because the thumb is generating the power through the shot. The big muscles in pressure situations that we all like to be in will really help you have a good shot every time. The bad shots here, you get nervous, you get wristy, top, fat, chilly, all those bad things that happen. We want to eliminate that. We want to be nice and solid, lower body still, quiet, weight forward, shoulder takeaway, nice, soft grip, shoulders do the work, thumb does the hit, giving you a nice clean shot every single time. We're going to give you some other pointers for different shots in and around the green, okay? Right here, I'm standing in some fairly deep rough, not real deep, but deep enough to give you some problem. You can see the ball is kind of, you know, down in the rough. You can have it down in the rough sometimes. Sometimes it sits up above the grass, okay? Either way, these shots are a little bit more difficult than if the ball was sitting on very short fringe area around the green. So down here, you get your club behind the ball. Our same stance, everything is the same. We want to make sure that it's a little firmer grip, a little more thumb power, same shoulder turn, getting the club to come through the grass and not let the grass turn your club one way or the other. So again, just requires a little bit of practice. Club face square. Now with this lie, the ball is going to have a tendency to roll more because the grass acts like a sponge and kicks it out a little bit. So the ball is going to have a little bit more roll to it. So plan for that where you want the ball to land. But the club head going through the grass looks like this. Okay, again, we want to emphasize that this is the same swing, club face square, the same swing as our chipping swing. It's just a bigger arc. The club goes back further, and it's a little more accelerated through the shot. Let's see if I can get this out of the rough, onto the green, and up near that little pin fairly close. We're back here 10 to 15 yards off the green, fairly deep rough, uphill lie. We want to put this in the front of our stance, creating a little bit more loft with the club face. Make sure you hit down through the ball. Take some good practice swings. Get used to the thickness of the grass, making sure your club head can stay square through the shot. Get your shoulder tilt with the same angle as the hill so that you can have a good arc through the shot. Take some practice swings to get a feel for how thick the grass is. And you put it up right past the pin. Just like that. A significant number of your total strokes will be made within 75 yards of the green. This is especially true now that you're hitting the ball longer and straighter with the simple swing. The following refinements to the simple swing techniques you have already learned will dramatically improve your short game and definitely lower your scores if you just spend a little time practicing these in order to learn them and develop your own personal style. Let's start off with stance. Generally, your feet should be close together and parallel. The exact distance apart can vary from 0 to 6 inches, depending on your personal preference and body type. It should not be any greater than this because that will encourage overswinging and allow for an unintentional change in the bottom arc of your swing. And what we mean by that is we don't want any weight shift that occurs when you widen your stance. The closer your feet are together, the more solid your lower body is. We want this to be a shoulder-generated swing. So really practice getting comfortable with your feet very close together. The grip. You will use the same simple swing grip as you do for the full swing, except that you choke up on the club. Choke up to the point that your bottom hand is at the bottom of your grip. This will give you maximum control over the club and therefore maximum confidence. Remember, use the power thumb. Feel that in your downswing, the power thumb. Shown here is a 3-finger overlap grip used just for chipping, a slight variation of our recommended 2-finger overlap power thumb grip. The ball should generally be in the center of your very narrow stance. Moving the ball forward off of the front foot or toe will result in a more lofted shot and less roll, which you may need to go over some high grass or a sand trap. So you want to land the ball further closer to the pin because you'll have less roll for the higher trajectory shot. Moving the ball slightly back off the rear foot will result in a shot with lower trajectory, more roll, and more distance rolling to the pin. You can easily vary the position and type of shot you make depending on the shot you need and your personal preference. Practice all those different ball positions so you get a feel for the trajectory and roll of each ball position. Weight. Your weight at setup will be approximately 75% on your front foot, which will encourage a descending blow and get the ball up and out of the grass on its way to the flag. There is no real weight transfer, and again, virtually no lower body movement except on the longest of pitches. In the 50, 60, 70-yard range, you'll have a slight hip turn. Address position with your hands and the club shaft. Your hands should be slightly ahead of the club head at address, and at impact, which also encourages proper contact with the ball, eliminating fat shots, hitting behind the ball. We want you to hit the ball first. Backswing. Your backswing should be initiated using the shoulders, just like your regular simple swing, since the large muscle groups in your shoulders are more reliable, especially under pressure. With your arms as straight as possible, but without locking your elbows, bring the club head straight back. The length of the backswing will vary based on the distance of the shot required, but you will be amazed by how short the backswing can be. Do not cock your wrist or deliberately bend your back elbow. For longer shots, the back elbow will bend slightly without you having to think about it. The downswing. The most common error made in chipping and pitching is decelerating the club into the ball. That means slowing down on the downswing. Your backswing should be just far enough so you have to accelerate on the way down. The club should be accelerating into the ball to consistently get it up and in the air, and you must follow through. This is as true for the shortest of chips as well as full swings. You will be able to do this with a lot of confidence after practicing this technique. The key thing here is the same as the full simple swing, which is to push the club head forward using your power thumb. Okay, let's do one more review, again emphasizing the fundamentals and the key elements in making chipping a very easy stroke. Okay? Feet parallel to the target. As you can see, when the camera comes down, my feet are parallel. My ball position down here for the medium loft shot, and I'll even turn to show you in the camera, my ball position is in the middle. Right here. That's going to give me the average medium loft pitch and run shot. Okay? If I do want to have it run further with less loft, the ball is off my back foot, giving you this degree of loft with the club. In the middle of your stance, medium loft. And in the front of your stance, more loft, getting the ball up in the air, landing softer with less roll. Okay? So that's a review of stance and ball position. We want our weight forward. No lower body, no feet moving, hips, any of that. This is all a shoulder-generated swing. All right, now we'll focus on the grip. Top hand, just like simple swing. Power thumb position. Hand slightly forward. Bottom hand grips the club very lightly. Right here. Now as far as the stroke itself, it's a shoulder-generated takeaway. Shoulder-generated takeaway. The downswing, still shoulder movement, no wrist. Power is done with the power thumb. We want to accelerate through every shot. We don't want to take it back quick and slow down. We want to take it back far enough that you accelerate through, giving you good solid contact every single time. Head always remains still. Practice this shot and your scores will drop dramatically, because when you can chip it close to the hole, from 2 yards off the green to 50 yards off the green, you want to get up and down as much as you can. So it's very easy. Stance, weight forward, power grip, choke down on the club, bottom hand very soft, front arm locked, shoulder takeaway, shoulder swing. The power is the power thumb. Accelerate through the shot, and the ball has to go exactly where you line up, because your club face is square at all times. Just like that. So have fun practicing, so you too can become very good with the simple swing chipping method.